Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have another Chelsea news today video with 3 stories. First one, quite a heartwarming story on one of my favourite players, and his career has been a bit of a roller coaster, but something hopefully good has now come from it. Secondly, an injury update on the 3 players, N'Golo Kante, Kai Havertz and Andreas Christensen, who missed out, or N'Golo Kante came off the pitch against Leicester in midweek. An injury update on them ahead of the Aston Villa clash on Sunday. And lastly, an interesting story from a reliable source, a Chelsea reliable source, claiming that you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. Chelsea willing to maybe include Callum, Hudson, Odoi and 2 other Chelsea players in an offer for Harry Kane. You're gonna have to wait and see what that's about. So firstly, this is quite a quick one. Belgian winger for Chelsea. You think of Eden Hazard, but no. Well, I probably would. But there's another Belgian winger for Chelsea who had a massive future ahead of him, who goes by the name of Charlie Musonda. Now, he joined back in 2012, and it looked like he had a huge future ahead of him. And I remember everyone was just talking about him. He was the next best thing. He was so tricky. He was basically just a reincarnation of Eden Hazard. And he looked like he had a huge future ahead of him at Chelsea in Europe. However, ever since 2016, he's been struggling with a cruciate ligament injury in the back of his knee, an ACL, anterior cruciate ligament. I actually don't know what your cruciate ligament is in your knee, but I can have a good guess. I guess it's at the back ligament of your knee, but that must be so painful. Ever since 2016, he's been really struggling to really fully overcome this injury, and he's not actually played a professional game of football since 2019 due to surgery and a lot of stuff going on since his loan, or halfway through his loan at Vitesse Arnhem. Was it Vitesse Arnhem? The one that Chelsea loaned all their good youngsters to. His last game for Chelsea came under Antonio Conte in the 2017-18 season. In total, he made 7 appearances in that Antonio Conte season across all competitions, and his last final game for Chelsea came against Brighton and Hove Albion in the Premier League. And since then, he's not played a game for Chelsea. He's been on loan to Vitesse. I think he went to Celtic, and he was also at Real Betis before Chelsea, before 2017. But it's been a bit of a struggle for him. He's gone under a lot of surgery, a lot of operations to try and overcome this injury, and it's such a shame because he seemed like such a good player at such a young age. It's quite, I don't want to say tragic, but he's had a lot of setbacks. But now he's been training or trying to build his way up for the last, I think, half a year. And this is a picture of him. As you can see, he posted this and people go mental. Look how bulked. Look what he looks like now, considering he's 24, and all he's been doing for the past 2 years, for the past 5 years really, is try and overcome this knee injury. He could have just sat down and been like, you know what, I'm probably not gonna recover from this. I might as well just give up, or I might as well move to a lower team, or try and get my paycheck and just not play much or not put much effort in. But he, as you can see, he's been training, and it says, let's get it, 6 weeks until the preseason begins. We stayed in this. And will he get into Chelsea's first team? He's actually currently a Chelsea player this season, but obviously he's not been able to play any football. Will he go on loan next season? I don't know, maybe to like a Dutch team, a Belgian side. Weren't they going to do a league together or something? I don't know. But will he get into Chelsea's first team next season? It would be very difficult, considering this is his first game or his first season back for 2 years. I think it would be very difficult for the youngster, or he's not really young anymore, 24 years old, for Charlie Musonda to get into Chelsea's front 3 in front of Pulisic, Mount, Ziyech, Hudson, Odoi, Werner, Havertz, any other players we bring in. But I think he is a fantastic player, and I just want him to go forwards good. Well, wish you luck, mate. I wish you luck. Now, secondly, on injuries not as serious as Charlie Musonda's, Kai Havertz N'Golo Kante and Andreas Christensen all missed out in the Leicester game. In a press conference for the Aston Villa, was it in the press conference? According to Tuchel, all three have a chance of playing tomorrow. The game's not tomorrow. The game's Sunday, isn't it? Is it Sunday or is it? It's Sunday, right? Wait, no, it is Sunday, right? Sorry, it's Sunday. Yeah, it is Sunday. Stupid, I knew it was Sunday. Never doubted myself. But in Thomas Tuchel's press conference ahead of this weekend's game against Aston Villa, there was some important injury news to get updated on. N'Golo Kante limps off in the Leicester game, while Kai Havertz was left out of the squad entirely. Andreas Christensen has also struggled in recent games as well. But now, according to Tuchel, all three have a chance of playing tomorrow. Christensen is back. The other two will have a fitness test ahead of the game. It's a huge game. Champions League final, is it? Champions League final? We're already in the Champions League final. The Champions League is in our hands if we want to play in that competition next season. But apparently, if Kante isn't 100% fit, we don't think he'll be risked, and the Jorginho-Kovacic midfield partnership will be back, which I think that is one of the best midfield partnerships in the world. And there's no N'Golo Kante, who, personally, one of the best midfielders in the world, and it did work very, very well against Leicester. Kovacic back from injury, Jorginho back confident as well. The cover for Christensen is much stronger in defence. We have Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Zuma, Azpilicueta and Reece James can all play there if he doesn't want to risk him. But I don't know if Christensen will play in the Champions League final. I don't know. I like Christensen. I think he's had a great season under Thomas Tuchel especially. But I don't know if he's really that big game player to like trust in a Champions League final. I don't know. I hope he proves me wrong. But I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, all three have a chance of playing apparently, especially N'Golo. No, not N'Golo Kante. Especially Andreas Christensen. Christensen is back, but the other two will have a fitness test ahead of the game. But neither, I don't think Havertz will be risked if unnecessary, as Thomas Tuchel may want to go out with him in the Champions League final. But we'll have to see and wait and see 1 hour before kickoff. See what he puts the lineup as. Right, now lastly, reliable source claims Chelsea are willing to offer 3 big name players to sign Harry Kane from Spurs. Now we all know as Chelsea fans, Harry Kane would be definitely up there as the player we want to finish off our chances. But we all kind of know deep down that it's very unlikely, as Spurs and Tottenham Hotspur are the same thing. They are big rivals, they're London rivals, and Daniel Levy, their owner, is not going to really want to do business with a London rival, especially with their best player, the best striker in the world, in my opinion. I don't think he'd be really willing to improve a London rival with his own player, even if they do get upwards of £120 million. I think that's what they're asking for. I think he's probably worth about £150 million, but I think that is quite a lot of money. I think that is probably a bit too much. I don't think Chelsea will pay that much. 120, 130 maybe, but 150, that is quite a lot. That is quite a lot. However, these rumours linking Harry Kane to Chelsea don't seem to be going away just yet. And according to what happened today, which is very interesting, ESPN writer James Ollie's latest piece. Ollie is known to be a pretty reliable source of transfer news during his time as the senior football writer at the publication, so it is worth taking it on board and having a little marinate in your brain. He claims that Chelsea know that Tottenham would not be keen to do a deal with to sign Harry Kane this summer, but they have tricks up their sleeves in the shape of offering 3 big name players as part of an exchange deal. Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now personally, I think that'd be a good move. I don't know if Hugo Lloris is the same keeper as he used to be. I don't think they even have a backup keeper. And Kepa Arrizabalaga, he has been good under Tuchel. And maybe if they, I know Nuno Espirito Santo left Wolves, or he's gonna leave. I think he'll probably be odds on to be the next Spurs manager. So maybe he might want a little bit of the Spaniard. Second, Tammy Abraham. I think I'm bracing myself for the day that Chelsea let Tammy Abraham go. It's going to happen this summer. West Ham interested, Aston Villa interested, I think Arsenal interested, and Spurs, if they do lose Harry Kane, then Tammy Abraham is definitely not a bad striker to have to replace him. Tammy Abraham is definitely a competent striker in the Premier League and does score goals if he has the players backing him up to help him create the goals. With Dele Alli, Heung-min Son, Gareth Bale if he stays there next season, he has enough players and teammates to score goals. However, it may be a little bit difficult for any of these three to. So Kane leaving Spurs and joining Chelsea, then any of these three leaving Chelsea and joining Spurs. I don't know how the fans have really liked that. But the last one, and the most interesting one, not in a good way, Callum Hudson-Odoi has also been mentioned. Now, Callum Hudson-Odoi, when Thomas Tuchel came in, played right wing back in his first game. He had done the research. I don't really know why he went out with that. It did work though. We played against Wolves. It was a 0-0 draw. Then he also played there, if I can recollect correctly, against Burnley, where we won 2-0. So Azpilicueta and Marcus Alonso getting Thomas Tuchel's first goals for Chelsea. And he was very good. He was very good at tracking back, doing well defensively. But obviously his capabilities going forwards, he's got a really nice cross in him. He can fizz them in perfectly, the right amount of pace for the likes of Olivier Giroud, Tammy Abraham, Timo Werner, if he could actually finish, to actually score goals. And also taking on fullbacks is his speciality. He's so good at taking on fullbacks, and he was doing very well there. However, recently he's not really played as much. However, I do think he deserves to play in games soon. Probably not in the Champions League final, but Aston Villa, I think he could have a chance, as he has had a big impact in games like Manchester City, Arsenal, Leicester. Did he come on? I don't know. But Manchester City is the most memorable one, as he almost scored the winner, but Marcus Alonso did nick it from him. However, I don't really want Hudson-Odoi to leave, especially to a London rival. So I can kind of feel how Spurs fans feel about Kane moving to Chelsea. And if I can't see Hudson-Odoi leaving Chelsea and joining Spurs, if there's any chance in the world of Harry Kane leaving Spurs and joining Chelsea. Anyway, that is all for today. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're around here. Like the video. Did I just say that? I think I did say that. I meant, I hope you enjoyed the video. Match preview for Chelsea versus Aston Villa, or Aston Villa versus Chelsea, coming tomorrow. Big game, huge game, momentous occasion. Don't even know what that means. But thanks for watching, and goodbye.